My kids are homeschooled. I did not always homeschool them, but I've been doing it for a few years. So, my daughter Fire, she is in her first year of high school. She has her portfolio due today, so I'm getting all of her stuff together. It's really, really easy in my state to homeschool your child. We live in Maryland, and if you have a GED, you can homeschool your kid. And it's you don't have a GED, it's very easy to get one. High school diploma, any kind of college credits, these are all prerequisites to give you the right to homeschool your child. There is a lot of help if you don't have a diploma and you want to homeschool your child. There's actually a lot of help for a lot of things if you just look. I'm talking about food banks, energy assistance where you can get a grant to help pay your utility bills, help with health care, help with child care. There's all types of stuff. These are the benefits to paying taxes because these are the programs that your tax money goes towards. So if you need help with something, just Google what your local community has available. There's places that'll help with transportation, help you get a job, help you educate yourself. You'd be surprised at how much money your state has. So there's basic credits that you need: gym, art, music, history, social studies, math, and science. And the great part about homeschooling your kid is that you get to pick the curriculum. So there's 2 portfolios due throughout the year, and you only need to submit 3 examples from each subject. And for the things like gym and art, you only need to show that or tell them that you did an art project. You can do that. And then for music appreciation, like for Fire, she does vocal training. So those will be her credits. And for gym, I'm simply going to tell them she does yoga 3 times a week, and that's enough for them. I don't have to like videotape her doing it or anything like that. Your word is enough for the gym and art credit. They usually do want to obviously see a piece of art, 3 pieces. And so for Fire subjects this semester, for history, she learned about Jerusalem and Palestine and looked into why they were why they were warring with each other. So I just simply have written down for music, singing and vocal training 3 times a week. She volunteers at the library twice a month. She does yoga and meditation 3 to 5 times a week. And for art, I took pictures of what she put on the mural and I emailed it to our portfolio advisor. And she also braided her own hair, and we tried out new recipes. I have pictures of those, and she colored and drew a picture. So for science this semester, she did calories and proteins, and what nutrients do for the body, what is fiber, how does sugar affect the body, these things. Since I do have the benefit of homeschooling the kids and picking what they learn, I choose things that actually matter, things that they're going to use, because I found that when my kids were in school, they only paid attention to things that mattered to them. And if you couldn't make them understand why they were learning something and how it was relevant to their lives in the present, they weren't going to pay attention. Like, I don't have to force her to read anymore, because if she finds something that she's interested in, she'll read on her own. She rented this book so much from the library that I ended up having to go on Amazon and buy it for her. And that's the thing. I don't have to be like, you go read or whatever. I used to have to like force her to read, but then I realized she's just not interested in what I was giving her. I was giving her my books and stuff. But once I let her go to the library and pick her own little books and stuff, Shorty was reading on her own. So for math, oh my gosh. So for math, we did points and lines, distance notation, line segments, measuring angles, stuff like that. I basically just got her a math book about this stuff and let her copy it out of the math book and write it down, because she is doing, what is she doing this semester? Sacred geometry. Yeah. But this is what we did. She did geometry. She did geometry this semester. And none of that, it went over my head. So I just let her copy the first chapter, basically. And that's enough for her credit. So, English, she did some writing prompts. I've got this really cool writing prompt book. And yeah, I just let her do a bunch of writing prompts, like, what do you believe is your purpose in life? And Define your mission statement for your life. Describe 3 things that you think are beautiful and describe their beauty. And so she did that. And for social studies, for social studies, I did financial literacy. We belong to a credit union, and even on their website, they have all types of just little classes and stuff that you can take. There is so much information online about financial literacy. I do not play when it comes to that. I learned the hard way about how credit can affect you trying to get a house or even a job. So I have made all of my teenagers take financial literacy classes. They had to do that before they opened up a bank account. And so all of them have savings and checking accounts at our credit union. We don't deal with banks. And they took the financial literacy classes. Yes. So this is the writing prompt book. And it has 400 of them. I'm a writer. I also make music, homeschool the kids, like to develop recipes, do all types of stuff. I like to learn, and I have to teach my kids. So I like getting books, and I think we were at a thrift store. We love to thrift. Oh my God, my kids act like old women. We love to thrift. And I found a really cool book. And so yeah, it has stuff like name your biggest pet peeve. Do you bring it to a person's attention when they annoy you with it? And so sometimes I like to just use these writing prompts as talk subjects when I'm hanging out with the kids. Because yes, we can hang out or whatever, but I'd like it to be productive. So this gives me things to think about, to talk to the kids about. You know, it's kind of fun. I decided to homeschool my kids because my children were not thriving in a traditional learning environment. They got too distracted, they were too influenced, and I don't like how the teachers were talking to my kids, and I don't like how other kids were talking to each other, and you know, it was way too much going on. I want them to be at home, fed by me, taught by me, so that they're not falling through the cracks. At this point, they're just pushing kids through school, and I want my children to actually be educated. And I want them to be educated on things that they need to know to help them through life, like communication skills and banking skills, a wealth mentality. You know, I want them to have comedic studies. You know, I want them to learn true human history. I want them to learn astronomy. I want them to learn astrology. I want them to learn things that matter. So, I love you. I always appreciate you spending time with me in Fury World. I really appreciate the comments where you share your experiences with me. And it means a lot. It means a lot. To be understood, I'm grateful to have a platform to be able to connect with others, because for so long I felt alone and misunderstood and unheard, and like I had no power, no purpose, and no influence. And it's just not true. And some point along the way, someone said or did something that gave me light when I was in my darkest era. And if I can pay that forward and shine on somebody else to help get them out of a dark place so that they can help others, then it just never ends. That cycle, that continuation of healing and helping never ends. And what better legacy to leave than that? I love you. I will catch you in the next episode. Peace.